Alright, so we're recording now.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
What
What are we talking about, Luke?
We're talking about Evangelion, Jesse.
Oh.
Welcome to From the Ground Up, the podcast where we cannot afford chairs.
But we can afford a microphone.
Yeah.
That's right, we're fucking talking about Evangelion, and why is that?
Well, because we finally got around to watching the movies.
Yep.
Because the fourth one's about to come out.
Yeah.
And then the world ended.
And then the world ended. And then the world decided to shit itself.
Yeah.
And then everything that was entertainment that wasn't defined by Netflix or staying at home was put indefinitely on hold.
Mm-hmm.
But just in time for us to move to a city so we can go see it in the cinemas.
Is that good?
Yeah, so this week we watched the 3 of, I think, 4. I don't know if there's going to be a 5th one.
I think the plan is 4.
I think so, from what I understand. Evangelion movies, which sort of recap the story of the anime and then start to take it in their own direction a little further than where the anime went.
They rebuild
Yes.
the story. Hence the name.
Yep.
Rebuild.
All I can remember is that they're all have not in like brackets in all the titles. And I found it really clever that the third one was you cannot redo for clever reasons we'll get into later.
Yeah, nice. So I thought, we could start by talking about overall thoughts, because Evangelion, in short words, is a tricky bitch.
It's a thirsty show.
It's a tricky bitch.
Oof.
Like, I've never watched a show, and then, well, the movie's not so much, but the show itself.
Yeah.
I've never seen something which I love so much, but also fucking despise.
No,
so I to this day, I do not know if I like the show or hate the show. I own model kits, I own merchandise, but
it's like, it's one of those things where you look at it subjectively and objectively, and you go, it's good. I can't say it's a bad show. I just can't tell you whether or not it makes me happy.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
No, I don't. It was a very unique experience for me, because I watched the show when I was in high school. And I don't know if anybody else out here was really big into anime and watching it fucking 10 years ago now. But back then, you'd have your one streaming site online, and that's what you'd use. So I would watch maybe, fuck off phone, this isn't your time now, this is my time, stop fucking interrupting me. No, I'd watch like maybe 4 to 5 episodes a night. Because it's high school and who the fuck needs to get up in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember being like sort of hunched over in my bed, sort of crouching my computer underneath my blankets, because we all knew, we all figured out at some point that if you're on something in your room with the door closed, light's gonna shine through at some point. That's why we all got caught.
Yeah.
And then getting fucking hyped as you go through all 13 angels. I think it's 13 in the show as well. I also remembering 16. That could be wrong. These are things I probably could have checked beforehand, but I didn't. Yeah, watching that show late at night, and then being congratulated for finishing it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
It was a great feeling.
Yeah, well, like, my experience with watching it is a bit different to you, because, like, I'm a sucker for giant robots. You've seen my shelves.
I have.
And yeah, Evangelion's one of those things where, like, for years I've been, like, I could identify things, like, you could show me a character, I could tell you, like, that's from Evangelion.
Yeah.
But I hadn't watched it until just last year when it came out on Netflix. And that's something else we'll get into, is the differences in the dub. But yeah, I watched it very quickly, and then the end of Evangelion movie, and then I just remember the movie finishing, and then just sitting there staring at a blank laptop screen.
Yeah. Well, see, that's another thing that differs quite drastically from our experience. Was because I went into Evangelion knowing that it was a really famous anime and that I was probably really going to like it, but I didn't realize there were sequel movies.
Yeah.
So I finished the show with its fucking weird. Let's be real. It was a stiff fuck you to the studios, thinking, all right, kind of being really sour on it, to be honest, because I really enjoyed the whole experience. I thought it was fucking amazing. And then going, all right, well, that's how you're going to end it. It's not anything. It's not what I would call conclusive at all. It was a not ending. And then to find out that there were sequel movies, I got really, really excited. Because, I didn't have it at with me in the same way that Netflix just provides everything for you. So it's like, did you just finish watching Evangelion? Yes, I did, Netflix. Would you like to watch one of the movies? So I made the classic mistake of, at first, watching 20 minutes of a movie that was just a recap movie.
I did the same thing.
Thinking that this was the movie that I was after.
Yep.
That pissed me off. And then finding the End of Evangelion movie series. So it's actually a two-parter, which is what Netflix has done, which I really like. They've combined it into one big, long movie.
Yeah.
Because it was released as two 40-minute OVAs, I think, which is for anybody who doesn't know, an OVA is a sort of like a direct-to-DVD, original video animation sort of deal. And I think my reaction to it was a little bit like, because I had to go looking for it, because I had time between finishing Evangelion and then having that ending be like, even for a moment thinking this is the ending. And then to get juiced on was sort of shocking. It was weird to go from, fuck man, this is a weird sort of not ending. Getting really excited at the discovery of a movie. And then coming to the end of those two movies and going, I don't know which one I liked.
Yeah.
Because both of them made me sad in different ways. But at least the show one gave me positive feelings in the sense it made me not sad or feel negatively about myself. But the movies gave me positive feelings because they were good and so much better than the fucking last episode.
Alright, well let's get into the show then.
Yeah.
I think we'll start, let's talk characters.
Okay.
Okay. I mean...
Fuck. Alright.
So...
Say the line.
Fucking... Shinji, get in the fucking room.
Look, I have to say, in terms of overall characters, I think they're all brilliant.
Yeah.
I openly admitted this when we started watching the movies. I didn't actually get Shinji until we started watching these films.
Yeah.
I think if you look at Shinji as just your everyday anime protagonist, you're gonna fucking hate him.
Yeah. Well, like the way you put it of saying that he's a real world 14-year-old kid in an anime.
that was the thing that clicked for me that made me go, oh, I really, really fucking like this show and this whole fucking series now. Because, exactly, and we all have the same thing. We're all engrossed in these media where these characters are always thrust into extreme circumstances and have to become the hero that saves everyone. But no one's fucking like that. I don't think anyone knows anyone. Where if you go, alright, here's a fucking magic sword, or here's a giant robot, save everybody, you're probably gonna die. Then they'd be like, fuck yeah! Let's go! If you do know someone like that, they're a fucking idiot, and you probably don't want to hang around them.
They're clinically insane.
Exactly. So, as soon as that clicked, I totally got it. I felt way more... So much more, what's the word? Sympathy for Shinji. Because he's a kid. He's a 14-year-old child who's been given the most advanced super weapon on the planet to fight what is essentially mysterious other super weapons that wipe out mountains.
Yeah.
There is a moment in this show where a diamond vaporizes a mountain and I just went, oh shit!
Oh my god.
Oh, these are dangerous.
Yeah.
But before that, I fucking hated him. I thought he was a whiny little prick.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the same, and since watching the movies with the original 90s cast, Spike Spencer, I think is the guy's name, who voices Shinji in the original, 90s dub, and then the movies, I think a lot of my sort of disdain towards Shinji does come from his Netflix voice.
Okay,
it's
so
a bit whinier.
I'm going to jump into this
right
now.
Get into it.
I have not seen the Netflix dub, so it was...
Outside of the first episode.
Outside of the first episode, which I watched in preparation for this, I just finished it. So I thought it was fucking hilarious when we started the movies. Because the movies obviously use the original 90s cast. And I was like, that's my boy. That's Shinji. These are the voices I fucking love. And then I looked at you and you weren't enjoying it as much as I were. And then you said, these aren't the voices that I'm looking for. What is this? I didn't know that Netflix... Apparently, I've heard that it is because that they...
Yeah,
it was cheaper
from what I've heard, it was cheaper for Netflix to redub the show rather than license the original 90s dub. I think there's more to it, but I'm not sure.
We're not here for facts, we're here for opinions. It's fucking bad. I don't like it. Okay... I understand the necessity to cast to women as fucking 14-year-old boys, because fuck me, I don't sound like I was when I was 14, and they do it so fucking well. The chick who voices like Timmy Turner and all those characters, she's fucking amazing.
Tara Strong.
Yeah.
Tara Strong? Yeah.
One of my favourite voice actors out there. But
I might fact check that. I'm pretty sure it is.
holy fuck! Shinji just sounds like a 20-year-old woman. No, it's fucking insane! Because he doesn't sound like a young boy at all. He just sounds like a girl. Which, I don't know, is it... I think it's because maybe I've been... And I'm going to use the word spoiled, because I think the fucking 90s cast is way better in every aspect. But no, it doesn't sound right. Okay, who the fuck is this character's name? Gendo. Fucking Gendo. You never... This is the main character, Shinji Ikari's father. You don't hear his name very often. There is a weird dichotomy with the Netflix voices. Everyone sounds like they're having just the most boring time.
Yeah, I'd honestly pay for that.
No one sounds excited or threatened by anything. And again, this is just from watching the first episode, and Gendo doesn't have a lot of lines. But one thing that really characterized Gendo in the original English dub and in the movies, which is really important, is that every time he addresses Shinji, bar once or twice later on in the show when Shinji proves himself useful, Gendo has next to no emotion or inflection in his voice. He's obviously meant to be like a machine. He's a cog, he's a commander, he's got to send kids into battle to potentially die. But there is a scene in the fucking first episode where everyone else sounds bland and robotic, and he's got... It's flex. It's small amounts of emotions in his voice, but because it's coming from a character that's meant to be emotionless, it stood out like a sore thumb. So what the fuck? Everyone else sounds like Gendo's supposed to, and Gendo's here showing me emotions? What the fuck? Terrible. It's not actually that bad. Oh, yeah. So, and just, yeah, going from that, the performance given for Shinji's voice, I can totally see how the more frustrating parts of Evangelion would be difficult for you.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because, at the very least, Shinji's 90s casting has texture to... The actress has texture to her voice. And it sounds desperate when he cries. Holy fuck! So, I'm going to talk about the movie quickly in terms of hearing Shinji scream in pain.
Yep.
Because that's the best reference. But you feel that. When he's getting hurt, when he's feeling pain through the Evangelion, the guttural sound of his voice makes you feel that pain. It's really, really good. A similar example with the Netflix casting is Misato. Oh, man. That girl's got no oomph in her voice. Got no love for it, man. And again, I don't know if this is because I've been spoiled by the original casting, but the chick they cast in the 90s dub was fucking amazing. She had this, like, grunginess to her voice. This little bit of, like, roughness to it, which I don't know if it was intentional. I fucking hope so, because it's great. And if it was accidental, fuck yeah. Holy crap, lucked out on that one. But that's 100% her character. Her character is embodied so well in the English casting for her voice. Because she's proper, she's polite, she has to be, because she's a high-ranking military officer, but she's rough around the edges. She's got issues both personally and professionally.
Yeah. She likes cracking open cold bombs with the boys. And Pen.
And Pen the penguin.
Our Lord and Savior.
Oh, he's a good boy. I don't know, it's not that it's a bad dub, because there are bad dubs, and we can talk about those at a later date. It's just, it's not as good as it could be, and it's disappointing because it is always going to be compared with what came first, which was, like 25 years ago or something? And it's better. It's unequivocally better. Both in reading and casting and interpretation. It's incomparable to me.
Yeah. Alright. Keep talking about the show.
Alright.
We'll head off voices for a bit, but...
that was a deep hole, I apologize.
Yeah, you fucking... Whoa.
The voices!
The voices.
Like a madman in an asylum obsessed with the voices.
The voices, what do they mean? Yeah. So, one thing I really liked about the show, watching the show, is that initially I thought So me and my partner, we're currently watching Voltron Legendary Defender.
Yeah.
And we're at that point early on where it's just like Monster of the Week. Of just like, there's a monster. Like, what are we going to do? We're going to get the robot and fight the monster.
Oh no, another Robeast.
Yeah, at first, I thought that would be a bit of that in Evangelion, because all I'd seen is pictures of like Unit 1 just punching stuff. I didn't realise that Unit 1 isn't a robot. We'll go into that.
Yeah.
It's a big man with Shinji's mum's soul in it.
Yeah, it's like a soul or a brain or something. It's a gigantic, like, synthetic proto-human.
Yeah.
That's covered in armor, because apparently that's how you control it.
Yeah.
I don't know. We get off topic.
Yeah. So I thought it'd be a bit of that for a second, but it's
Yeah.
really not. And I think that's what grabbed me about the show so much. Because, like I said before, I'm a sucker for giant robots, but yeah, just the other stuff in Evangelion was really good.
No, it's awesome. I think it's it gives a lot of weight to what's happening. And I think that's a big it's a praise that I had for the show, as compared to the movie, because the show has 25 episodes to work.
Yeah, it has that quiet time. It has the ability to have like quiet moments, like the elevator scene.
Oh,
you know the elevator scene. You've seen the screenshots.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
it's good. But I feel like the show did such a good job of making us feel like these are their lives. It's not an everyday thing. People have to live in between these angel attacks, and I think it raises the stakes. It when you see the characters interacting at school or having conversations at home, and Evangelion does a really, really good job of making travel between points important, because those are as you said, those are the quiet times. Those are the times for the characters to talk to each other, and every moment of that reminds you that there is shit to lose when these super powerful beings from fucking nowhere rock up to wreck house. The pacing in the show is great.
Yeah.
At times it can feel pretty slow, because, getting the fucking robot. But even then, the turmoil is necessary. It's one thing looking back at it. Shinji never wants to, like, not get in the robot for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, there's always something to trigger it. Sometimes it's small stuff, but hey, fuck, the kid's definitely got PTSD, man.
Oh,
holy fuck.
Yeah,
All those kids are fucked up. Oh, shit.
Let's talk about the angel designs, because
Okay.
they're really cool.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So I think between the movies and the TV shows, the designs for different angels vary a bit.
I think so.
Honestly,
it's been a
can't
while
recall
since
exactly.
I've watched most of the show.
Yeah.
So the designs that I know most of are the angel designs. There's a few ones that I don't remember a lot of them. The only two I really do remember is the first angel, because it's quite an iconic design. I think the second one, because it looks quite similar to the first, just more imposing, and the one that's a gigantic diamond that shoots lasers.
That was pretty good, yeah. Then there's the big, like, orange one with the 3 eye things that floats in space. That was in the show. I think, like, that one's also in the movie, but it's different, and it, like, opens up.
Yeah.
I think the angels are cool and just, like, really confusing. In a good way, Like, they're purposefully vague about, like, what they actually are, which is good. Yeah.
There's definitely this sense of imposing mystery every time one rocks up.
Yeah.
I think that does that quite a lot better. Fuck me, that wasn't English. I think that's where Evangelion shines above a lot of giant robot Freak of the Week anime. Because you were talking about Voltron earlier.
Yeah.
I find, particularly in the earlier seasons, it's always something insignificant that has to happen for them to win. Like a discovery of a new power, or like just putting something somewhere where it could be.
We'll talk about this, but plug all the Bayards in and see what happens. For the love of God.
But see, and like, this isn't just a rip on Voltron. That's a rip on all of these kinds of anime. Even just a lot of other shows. Power Rangers in general is fucking terrible for it, because the whole thing is you got to introduce new powers as it comes, but it means that all the enemies are the same.
Yeah.
And there's never any worry about it. You always know that at the end of the episode or at the climax or whatever, they're going to discover some kind of new power that's going to get them through, and you're going to be excited for it. But that is not the feeling with Evangelion. You're pretty much given a good idea of what everything is and how everything's going to be from the get-go. And if something new comes up, it's fucking something you can only use once.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the big diamond laser shooty boy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the fourth angel?
Sure.
Whatever.
But
as
yeah,
an example.
the sniper rifle they use.
Yeah, it's a gigantic railgun, but they pretty much have to finish building it on the spot.
Yeah.
Because it's not even a thing. It's not like, by the way, we've had this fucking giant railgun in the back room for the past couple of months just waiting to be used. It's like, one company owned by Japan has sort of been building a railgun, but they sort of dropped it because of all the shit going on. I reckon it might work. Because every angel is so different, you got to come up with a new way to defeat it.
Yeah.
With what you have, and I think that's really, really fucking cool. It has so much tension to it.
Yeah, well, that's like, speaking of tension, that's a great thing about like the show and the movies is like there's no easy wins.
Fuck no.
Like every win is earned, and they're all like there's losses. It's a Pyrrhic victory.
That starts off from the very beginning. I remember when we watched the first movie, and then you get to the end of the first angel fight. I sat there and went, huh. I forgot how hard every single one of these fights are.
Yeah, because like Shinji hits the ground, immediately gets like his arm broken. Like the AV Unit 1 arm gets broken, but he's still got one hand free to smash that fucking like button.
Hey! 21 minutes!
Nice! Then he gets, Jesus Christ. Yeah, then he gets speared through the head, and then you see the Eva bleeds, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. But yeah, and then it goes berserk.
Oh, dude.
And that's the first one.
Exactly, I think that's the second angel, the first, I can't remember how they count them, because there was the second impact or whatever. There's so much lore to this show that's really quite good, but you gotta fucking pay attention. This is not, and I repeat, this is not a background show.
No.
You don't put on this show to sort of half watch it and watch something else or do something else at the time. You gotta fucking pay attention. Otherwise, because they'll mention shit, and 5 episodes later, they'll be like, and all this stuff, and you're like, whoa, what? And that'll be things they built to 5 episodes beforehand.
Yeah, there's very little hand-holding.
Yeah, very, very fucking little hand-holding. To the point where you get... I've watched the end of Evangelion recently, with my little brother. And there was a lot of stuff in that movie where you go...
Oh, there is some scenes in that movie.
So many things happen, and you go, was that happening the whole fucking time in the show?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Sailor, all of that shit is an absolute mindfuck. It's... I don't know. I don't want to say impossible, but it's really fucking hard to keep up with. So don't come into this thinking it's going to be a chill ride. You sit the fuck down, you pay the fuck attention, you be fucking entertained. And also you watch it in the Japanese dub if you're on Netflix, because it will make it better. Hey.
Alright, so touching on the end of Evangelion just then.
Yep.
The ending of the series, like the final episode, not the movie that wraps everything up, the final episode, like you said before, is a real sort of big fuck you thing.
100%.
My opinion, I don't know if this is true or what, this is just what I think, but what I think is going on is that the final episode of the series is what's happening in Shinji's head, and then the end of Evangelion is what's actually happening.
Yeah, that seems to be the consensus amongst the fans. Because that was the thing I was on the internet and I was talking to people as soon as I saw that shit. And yeah, it's pretty well accepted that that's what's going on in Shinji's brain. Yeah. He's sort of having like a panic attack or a breakdown, and that's him sort of trying to rationalize everything that's going on. And then end of Evangelion is sort of what's happening during that, and then sort of after he comes out of it.
One, I think, alright, we'll go into the movies in a second, but what scene throughout the series and the end of Evangelion movie really stuck with you as a fucked up scene? I've got 2. I've got 2. Oh, wait, no, 3. I've got 3.
Fuck.
I could probably...
It's been a while since I've been through the series. Okay, my series... Most of them are from the end of Evangelion, because the end of Evangelion fucks you up.
Oh, yeah.
That's its whole thing. It's not...
Orange juice. I can never look at orange juice the same way again.
Exactly. What's the pulp, Luke? What's the pulp?
The pulp's people.
The movie's intention is entirely to fucking destroy your brain.
Yeah.
No, I think for me, one of the hardest scenes was definitely in the show when Koji, I think it's his friend's name? Yeah. Yep. When Koji's the pilot of AV Unit 5, and then it goes berserk, and they have the code blue, and you see it, you see the pod all fucked up, and it's quiet, it's that quiet moment, and you just sort of connect with the pain of Shinji at that point. You know, he's as an unwilling passenger and participant in almost, and I think does he die? Koji dies, yeah. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
If he dies, then an unwilling participant in his death. But even if he doesn't, that was really fucked up.
Yeah, and we'll go into it again, but they switched that up in the movies a bit, where the similar scene happens where they kick off the dummy plug, so Shinji does not have any control. But yeah, different characters involved. But
It's good.
We'll go on that.
I think it was a really good character choice. But no, I think most of my shocking scenes are from End of Evangelion.
Unit 2, that scene with Unit 2 versus the mass
Yeah,
production Avas.
100% the Ava series. No, that was hardcore as fuck.
Yeah.
It was hard to watch because you know at that point that the pilot is experiencing every ounce of that pain, and it was that paired with Shinji coming out of whatever it was and coming into the Ava, and then it's just quiet, and you just see him see the head of Ava of Unit 3, sorry Unit 2, and then he just screams, and it's oof. It hits you. It's those quiet moments, and then it's fucking all the Ray clones making like Milo and dissolving. Oh, that was
a big one.
Woo boy, they're smiling about it too. It's fucked.
Oh, something. All right, so my one. This is a sort of recurring one, but it deeply disturbs me, and that is whenever Unit 1 goes berserk and like roars.
Ooh.
The sort of the sound of the roar just the sort of, I don't know. I couldn't even do it. I tried.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a really good balance of like human-like but alien at the same time.
Really unnerving. So yeah, there's one scene where Unit 1 goes berserk. I think it's lost an arm, and it like rips off a piece of an angel, shoves it onto its own arm to regrow the arm, and then proceeds to eat the angel.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, that scene fucked me up. So that was one of them. The other one's Unit 2 and End of Evangelion, and End of Evangelion getting ripped to shreds. The other one was probably Ray's death. Ray's a tricky character as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's one point in the series when her and her Ava just sort of go, get popped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yes, if you haven't caught on, you haven't seen the show. Why? But also, the giant robots actually
spoilers.
aren't robots. We'll chuck a thing in later. It's the power of recording. Well, at the end of this, we'll be like, by the way, when we did this with spoilies.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the movies.
All right, yeah.
Because I fucking love them. They're so good. They're so fucking good. Oh my god.
I really like the movies.
Holy crap! It's the movies. Fucking Disney should take notes, because holy fuck. Evangelion 1.11 or whatever, that's how you fucking remake something. If you want to do a shot-for-shot remake of something, do it like that. Because holy crap, it was so good. Both 1.1 and 2.2 follow very closely to the arcs of the original show.
To a point.
Well, whilst also setting up the fact that they are, telling their own story. And what I really, really liked about that is you can see that in all the character designs. They could have redesigned everything. They could have tried to modernize things, but no, the designs are good. They're angular, all like the old designs. And then they only change that after they have the time gap in, spoiler again, between 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And now that's more its own sort of new modern thing. The designs, only slightly. It's like the shape of faces and noses and stuff, and how everything's not so sharp and angular. It changes then. And I thought that was fucking brilliant. Holy fuck, I love these movies. I will say, I like the Ava's designs more in the show.
Yeah. We're talking about that before, just before we started recording. But yeah, one of the twists being that the Avas aren't actually robots, and I think that twist is a bit better in the show because they look more bulky and robotic and more blocky. But I suppose like people going into the movies, they've seen the show, they know what that is.
See, I kind of disagree with you a little bit here, because I think for me I like the designs more in the show, just because I'm a fan of that. I like angular stuff. I like paneling. I like machine looking stuff. It really feels like you're piloting something, and it really feels like they're piloting something. But I kind of agree with the design choices in the movies more. I think it's one of those things where you're supposed to be suspicious of it. Yeah. I think it works better if it's got a weirdly organic thing going when you're looking at it straight away. Because it also makes more sense when it acts more organically at the end of that first fight. And then when it just fully comes out, it's like, yeah, no, they're technically organic beings. You go, that makes sense, because I've been suspicious about that for the past hour of this movie. And that's just one of the many changes between the show and the movie.
I think one change which I think was for the worse in the second one was Asuka's character, how they handled her.
Yeah, no, I will agree with that.
Yeah, she didn't. I mean, a bit more in the third one, but in the second film, she didn't really have as many layers as what she did in the show. And then she replaces Koji, was it?
Yeah,
as the pilot
Koji,
who gets fucked up.
Because that's the whole thing, is that there's a lot of thematic parallels, and Asuka gets fucked up at the end of the Evangelion series, and she's got to get fucked up somehow in the movie. So I guess it was a clever choice. But yeah, I guess it's just like a time. And that was the sad thing about it, was these movies are both 2 hours apiece.
Yeah.
And
they're trying to cram like a full series worth of episodes in a couple of
pretty
hours.
much.
You got some stuff is gonna have to be shuffled.
Yeah, you gotta change the arcs, and I think that was what we were talking about before. The power of those moments, man, in the elevators, in the cars, at school. That's where those fucking characters get those time to shine. That's where Asuka had most of her growth.
Yeah, they all those sort of scenes do get couple of they do show up in the films a bit.
Yeah.
But again, it's a time thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, if you were a big fan of Asuka in the show and you haven't seen the movies yet, they still do it justice. It's just there's not enough time. There wasn't enough time to develop her as much as they did in the show. So by the time you sort of get to the end of the second movie and then shit starts getting really real, Asuka hasn't grown as much. And that was kind of that's what made that scene with Unit 2 in the end of Evangelion so fucking painful, because she'd grown, she changed so much, and both in her relationship with Shinji and in her confidence with herself and not feeling so fucking small all the time. Which, actually, as a matter of fact, I really liked the reasoning behind Asuka being the pilot for Unit 5 or 3 or whatever the fuck it was. Because it was... She found herself in a shitty position because she was chasing the one thing that made her feel comfortable and right in the world, which was piloting an Eva. Of the disagreements that I have with Asuka in the movie, and how I wish they could have pushed her character a little bit more, there were moments like that where it's like, okay, this is really, really cool. These were bits of Asuka that we did not get in the show because she was never challenged like that. She was never made redundant. She was always the pilot of Unit 2.
Yeah. I feel sorry for Unit 2 as well, because I really like Unit 2's design. It's red. Red's good. Red's good. Goes faster. But poor Unit 2 is always getting fucked up. It's going bestial at points. It's getting put into storage and just
Unit 2 gets fucked up the most aside from Unit 0.
Yeah.
It cops a lot of shit.
It does.
It's always the one. All right, we got to do it. Let's
touch on the new character. What is her name?
Oh fuck! It's okay. I've got my phone here. I've got my handy dandy tablet device, and it just depends on. Oh wait, no. I've got the character list from the show.
You fool.
Fucking foolish.
Well, as you're looking that up, so there's a new character introduced. I think her name starts with an M. I cannot recall what her name is. But she's the pilot of Unit 5.
Yeah, it was Unit 3. Fuck.
Yep. And this is one of the things that bugs me is, as a collector of the model kits. So I've got the model kits of the new movie versions of Unit 0, Unit 1, and Unit 2. And they're all pretty much identical in the way they're built. There's some differences in the shoulder and the chest and the head. And then Unit 5 rocks up in the movie, and it's really different. It's got 4 legs, and it's got a built-in lance on one arm and a claw for the other arm.
Yeah.
I want to see a kit of that. It might be coming out. I don't know. I haven't looked into Bandai's upcoming releases, but boy, I want one. How you going with that name, buddy?
I think, is it?
Yep.
Is that her fucking name?
What is it?
Mari Illustrious Makinami.
Mari
Illustrious Makinami. No, it's just Mari Makinami. That makes more sense. I don't know why it's got that illustrious bit in it. Did she call herself that at some point?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, she was the pilot of Unit 5. And
Yeah.
Unit 5's cool.
The M5 is cool, and then it's swiftly blown up.
That
They're powering through the AV units in the movies, aren't they?
Well, so I think that's the point.
Yeah.
That was a really cool subplot. That was another thing I really liked about the movies. That I don't know if it was because it's been a while since I've seen the show, or if the movies do a better job of communicating it. But the underlining plots in the movies are way fucking easy to understand. So, yeah, there was a subplot where characters in the movies were actively destroying, Avas. So Ava Unit, someone released the angel being kept in Russia or wherever it was, and then they intentionally destroyed Ava Unit 5 whilst they were defeating the angel.
Yeah.
Because, and this is a spoiler alert, fucking cheeky twist incoming, fucking the Avas are the end of the world.
Yep.
Yeah, that was another thing about the movies. That's because it's a plot parallel. It's the same plot exists in the show. Orange juice. That there is this overarching plan, which is the Human Instrumentality Project, which is to destroy human form.
Yeah.
Or
Essentially, like, from what I think is happening is that Gendo Akari wants to be like with his wife again, and he wants to do that by like getting rid of physical form, so everyone exists as spirituals, but also as a big puddle of orange juice.
And this forcibly, rapidly evolving humankind or something. Yeah, that's the Avas are the units that do that. The whole thing is that one of them is meant to ascend to be an actual god, and then the child becomes sort of the conscious of that god, and then shit just becomes different. I wouldn't say better. Every impact fucking destroys everything. It's always worse. Yeah, so that was just, I don't know, man. Fucking Avis. Fucking Evangelion. It's so hard to talk about because you go down these little side pathways. It's like, I'm talking about this, then a little subplot's like, hey, but what about me over here? And you're like, oh, hello, little subplot. Where the fuck am I?
Literally. That's what happens. You cannot just talk about the show. I mean, we've tried.
We literally sat down for a moment before we started. It's like, what's a structure we can have? It's like, oh, okay, we'll start with general stuff. We'll talk about the show. We'll talk about movies. We'll compare them, and then we'll talk about what we think is going to happen. And it can't work.
No,
everything's so insane.
We've tried. Believe we've tried. If you've made it this far, what can we say except congratulations? Congratulations. All right.
Oh,
so
fuck.
One film to go. The fourth one. Where do we think it's going to go? What do you think's going to happen?
I have no idea.
Yeah, because like they sort of did kind of how the show ended at the end of the second film, which is halfway through the storyline that they're trying to set up, and then they skipped ahead 14 years. And like, is everyone dead except for who's on the flying ship thing?
I think so.
Because all we really see of the world is just Angel Blood, Red Seas.
Yeah. So okay, I gotta talk about this. I think if we're only focusing on Nerve and the characters within that section, the show does the best job of telling the story. But I think the overall storytelling and world building in the movies, which is weird to say, because usually a movie adaptation of anything, it's like the world building is less. It's so much fucking better. And this is one key difference. There are no red oceans in the show.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I knew there was something about that when we saw it in the movies that went, I don't recognize that, but it wasn't until I rewatched the first episode just today that there was no Red Seas. And I thought that makes so much more sense, because in the show the second impact doesn't really do anything. We don't really feel any gravity for it. It's just sort of gets played off as if an angel exploded and then it fucked up just Antarctica or something. But a really, really big thing in the movies, and why I think the movies are kind of a bit... I think I like them a little bit more right now, but that is subject to change, especially depending on how the fucking fourth one goes. But it really feels like this is the end. It really feels like in the first two movies, every time an angel shows up, it's life or death. Because one angel did one really bad thing, which created the second impact, and it destroyed the environment of the world. There is no functioning aquatic ecosystem anymore. And they take time out of the movies to take us to a place that is entirely dedicated to repurifying the oceans so they can create fish. It's for those reasons that they eat mostly synthetic meat.
Yeah.
In that area, as well as you don't see any animals outside, obviously because that place is getting fucked up by angels all the time. But it's so barren and it's so well done, and the world building is so clever. It's done through visuals. We're fed stuff that we know isn't right, and then it only takes a moment to explain it, and then we believe it. It works so well. I love the movies. They're really, really fucking good. I had to mention that because the Red Seas are important.
Yeah. No. The movies I've been really stoked with. Really stoked with. So I'm very keen for the fourth one.
Same.
I've got no idea what's going to happen.
But isn't that exciting?
I know.
It's so weird. It's been so long since I've been engaged in anything where I have no fucking idea. I think the only thing comparable to this that I can think of recently was Endgame. Was that like a big fucking movie happened, everything went to shit, and then another movie's coming where the people are going to deal with it. But fuck me, like, people weren't right, but people had ideas. You knew sort of where things were going to go for whatever reasons, because of storylines or because of fucking announcements from the company. I got nothing, man.
No.
I don't think they're gonna succeed. I have no idea. Like, Evangelion's such a fucking beautiful gemstone of weirdness. I have no idea. There's even, because the fucking, in case you didn't pick it up, the end of Evangelion ends in the apocalypse. Everyone's dead but Shinji and Asuka.
Yeah.
They're all fucking some weird orange liquid. There's precedence for failure. We've watched 3 movies so far, and 2 out of 3 of them end in catastrophic failure.
Yeah. So, like, the final film, it's not going to have a happy ending.
I don't know. I
don't know.
It might.
Maybe. I don't know. Fucking Pen swoops in and saves the day.
Pen is the secret Ava catalyst.
Oh my
God.
giant
penguin just comes down and slaps the Earth out of orbit.
Now I want to say Penguin Ava.
Fuck.
Sick.
A synthetic penguin.
Whoa. That'd be good.
I'm only excited, man. Evangelion has been a fucking journey. It's certainly been a journey that I can honestly say I'm glad I haven't been on since it started.
Yeah.
I'm glad this was I don't know how the fuck I could have handled all this shit.
Yeah, like I've been on this train 12 months.
Yeah.
If that.
It's a crazy train.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
It is. So yeah, if you haven't seen Evangelion, check it out. Also, why the hell did you listen to all of this anyway? We've just spoiled everything.
We have. Also, why did you listen to this? We're just 2 dickheads sitting on the floor talking into a microphone. You don't know us. Yeah. You don't know anything.
You don't know our story.
Exactly.
We don't even know Evangelion's story, and we've watched it.
No one knows. Do the writers know? Do the animators know? Only Pen knows.
That Lord said Pen. Alright, so that's Evangelion. What do we want to talk about next?
I don't know.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, definitely. Something will happen. Something always happens. We always find something throughout the week that's going to go, alright, we'll talk about this on the weekend.
It'll be good. Sounds good.
Alright, final thoughts. What do you think about Evangelion, Luke?
Like I said before, I love it, but I fucking hate it. Yeah, I have a great appreciation for it. It's got, because like anime is one of those things which haven't really gotten fully into, because I'm one of those people that when I get into something, I get into something. Yeah. Like I buy the merchandise and like read all the lore and get into the wikis and all that. So yeah, I've been avoiding getting into anime, but Evangelion's fucking sucking me in, man.
That's good. It's good.
It's sucked me in. It's good.
I'll have to get you into more. That's what we'll talk about next week. Next week we'll be talking about the show that I introduced Luke to.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a shelf full of shit. We got time.
Nice. Fucking do it.
I agree. Evangelion, it's a good fucking time, man. Go watch it. Go watch it now.
Yep.
Don't watch the dub. I don't like it. Don't do it. Original dub is the best. No change.
No change.
90s kids! Oh, God. Alright, later, people.
Cool. Fly me to the moon and let me play forevermore.
Da 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 da.